And we've got coming soon a $250 billion bill, it may be more, to subsidize big tech. Lord have mercy. Tell me what the community banks did wrong in 07 and 08. You guys punished them pretty hard. And I never have been able to figure out what they did wrong in the meltdown.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a heated exchange between Senator John Kennedy and Michael Barr of the Federal Reserve. They discussed Wall Street regulations, deficit spending, and community banks. If you love financial news or want to understand the scene, stick around. I've summarized it in 10 bullet points. Let's get into it. Senator Kennedy kicks things off asking Michael Barr about reshaping Wall Street regulations. Barr worked with Secretary Geithner during the 2008 financial meltdown. They drafted the roadmap for today's Wall Street rules, but Barr clarified, Congress ultimately rewrote the rules. This part was pretty interesting. Kennedy presses Barr on where Geithner went after leaving government. Geithner returned to Wall Street by joining a private equity firm. Barr plans to return to academia after leaving the government. Kennedy points out the revolving door between government and big business. Now this is the big question. Kennedy asked Barr if we still have banks too big to fail like in 2008. Barr's answer? The system is stronger now, with more capital and liquidity. But if JP Morgan went down, Barr says it'd be put into orderly liquidation. Sounds reassuring, but Kennedy wasn't convinced. Then Kennedy shifts to Keynesian economics. Keynes suggested governments should deficit spend during recessions to stimulate the economy. But Kennedy points out Keynes also said to stop spending and pay back debt when the economy recovers. We keep spending, even when times are good. Finally, Kennedy zeroes in on community banks. He asks why they faced stricter regulations after the 2008 crisis, even though they didn't cause it. Barr agrees and supports protecting them from excessive regulations. Kennedy points out no one from larger institutions was jailed after the crisis. That lack of accountability clearly left a bad taste in his mouth.
You worked for Secretary Geithner, and would it be fair to say that the two of you and others, as a result of the meltdown in 07 and 08, you rewrote the rules for Wall Street?
Senator, thank you for that question. I would say that as a result of the meltdown, Congress rewrote the rules for Wall Street, and the regulators have been implementing those rules since Congress rewrote them.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, and I'm not trying to trick you. You and Secretary Geithner sort of provided the roadmap. Was that accurate?
Thank you, Senator. The Treasury Department issued a white paper in the spring of the year after the financial crisis, and that roadmap we then translated into draft legislation we shared with
Professor,
with the Hill.
Don't stall me. I've got a lot of other questions. After you and Secretary Geithner rewrote the rules for Wall Street, and Secretary Geithner left government, where'd he go?
Senator, I believe that he went to work for a private equity company.
He's at Wall Street, right?
I'll let you define what that is, sir.
And I believe you just committed to Senator Warren that you wouldn't do that.
Senator, when I left the government before I went back to academia, that's my plan, is to return back to academia.
Okay. And, I appreciate that. Do we still have banks that are too big to fail?
Senator, I think the answer to that question is always a work in progress. I think capital and liquidity in the system is very strong. The rules that Congress put in place after the financial crisis make it much less likely that such a financial firm could get itself into trouble and in a way that would cause problems for the broader economy.
Well, if J.P. Morgan, if you're confirmed, if J.P. Morgan came to you and said, we're going down, would you bail them out?
Senator, that is not an available option after the financial crisis rule book was put in place. They'd be put into orderly liquidation under the rules that Congress laid out.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a Keynesian?
Senator, I am not an expert either in macroeconomics or in Keynesianism, but I would suggest that I follow normal, modern rules of macroeconomics, including the teachings of Keynes.
Well, Professor Keynes said that in order to get out of a recession, he recommended having the government deficit spend in order to stimulate your economy. Do I have that right?
That is one of the lessons, yes,
Right.
sir, of his history.
Okay, and a lot of people stop there. They don't read the next page. He also said that once your economy is recovering, you should stop deficit spending. Did he not?
Yes, I think the basic idea is that deficit spending can be used to bolster the economy in good times, and that government debt should be reduced in good times.
And we haven't done that, have we?
It's been a very long time since the Congress has reduced spending in line with expenditures.
And I believe on the next page, after the next page, in Professor Keynes' seminal work and others, he said, when the economy's recovering, not only do you stop deficit spending, I believe he recommended paying the money back, didn't he?
Senator, I'm not sure I can go page by page with the precision you have.
But he said once you stop deficit spending and the economy's recovery, you eliminate the deficits, didn't he?
The basic idea, as I said, and I think it's consistent with what you're saying, is in good times you should be paying things down.
Yeah. We don't do that either, do we?
As I said, it has been a very long time since Congress has had expenditures and revenues aligned.
Right. All right. And we've got coming soon a $250 billion bill, it may be more, to subsidize big tech. Lord have mercy. Tell me what the community banks did wrong in 07 and 08. You guys punished them pretty hard. And I never have been able to figure out what they did wrong in the meltdown.
Thank you, Senator. I'm not aware of community banks doing something wrong in the financial crisis. There were community bank failures.
Why did y'all regulate them so much? Why did you put the hammer down on them? I mean, it was the larger financial institutions that caused the meltdown, and I might add, y'all didn't put anybody in jail among that group. But in doing so, you really heightened regulation on community banks. And I'm just asking what they did wrong. Was that just one of those Chicago drive-by shootings or what?
Thank you, Senator. I've been always a strong proponent of trying to protect community banks from excessive regulation and to work on the safety and soundness of the community banking system. I think it's one of the things that makes our financial system vibrant and diverse.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
So, there you have it. 10 key takeaways from Senator Kennedy's questioning of Michael Barr. We touched on Wall Street regulations, deficit spending, community banks, and whether we've really learned from the 2008 crisis. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.